Art of the Holocaust by Riley McBride. Everyone knows the Holocaust, Hitler, the concentration camps, and the horrible destruction and murder of millions of innocent people. But what a lot of people don't know is that the Holocaust actually had a huge connection to art and artists of the time. During the Holocaust, millions of Jews were deported to concentration camps. Many of them were artists, painters, illustrators, sculptors, authors, and poets. Jewish artists' work often focused on the scenes and symbols that they experienced on an everyday basis in the concentration camps. Their capacity for creation often helped them. Artists were sometimes commissioned by other inmates or even Nazis. They would receive extra rations and clothing in exchange for the drawings and paintings. The art the prisoners created during the Holocaust was an important tool for recording the events, atrocities, and mistreatments the inmates suffered. Before his military career in World War I, Hitler had wanted to be a student at an art program. However, he was unable to and had to give up pursuing a career as an artist. Because of this, Hitler developed a passionate desire to create a huge citywide museum in his hometown of Linz, Austria, the Führer Museum. The museum would be the cultural center of the world and would outweigh even Vienna in cultural significance. Paintings such as The Adoration of the Lamb and many of Vincent van Gogh's most famous pieces were to be included in the collection. The Nazis stole over 75,000 pieces of artwork, most of which the Monuments Men returned to their owners and curators. The Monuments Men were historians, professors, curators, and enthusiasts recruited by the Allied powers to salvage, find, and return stolen artwork. They were able to find and return around 700,000 of the pieces and were often able to find homes for works whose owners had been killed. The art that Nazis commissioned at the time largely portrayed their Aryan ideals and included little to no diversity in its portrayal of certain figures, such as women. For the Nazis, art was just another tool for forced conformity and propaganda. Many of their ideal works portrayed women with huge broods of children, all of whom were blonde and blue-eyed. By showing only these ideals in the art that they allowed, they also reinforced the other and us mentality, which separated the Aryans from everyone else, and suggested that non-Aryans were unworthy of being shown in art. I have lived 1,000 years. Ellie was a poet and had to give up her poems to protect them from being destroyed in the bonfire in the ghetto. Her art, her self-expression, was stolen from her as it was from millions of other authors and artisans as a part of the Nazi atrocities. A separate piece. The Monuments Men were scholars, professors, curators, and historians such as those who the boys in a separate piece interacted with. In the book, they are portrayed largely as old, docile, and sometimes even incapable. The people seen by those younger than them as not being willing or capable of helping in the war were in fact those who made the biggest difference in restoring and preserving Europe's culture through its art. Mouse. Created by a survivor's son, Mouse is in itself a masterpiece detailing a man's journey through Auschwitz. The art created because of the Holocaust, such as Mouse, is often essential in raising awareness of the atrocities of the Holocaust and in preventing future atrocities. Despite the horrors of the Holocaust, people continued to create and curate art even in the darkest of circumstances. The preservation of European culture through art and literary works ensured that there could be something to hold on to during and after the war. The art that was saved during the Holocaust was essential in rebuilding European culture after the war. The Holocaust is perhaps the most important period in the past century, and understanding the art of this period is essential to understanding the Holocaust itself.
Created using Powtoon.